This is Patrick Thompson, and I'm here with Torje Sunde, the CTO over at Abendum. And Torje, you just participated in a panel, and if there was one sort of general takeaway that you wanted the audience to know after seeing you on the panel, what would it be?
So there has been a lot of really interesting academic papers on triple entry accounting, and now with Abendum we are trying to make it a commercial viable implementation of the triple entry accounting.
So when it comes to some of these academic papers that you mentioned and that were discussed on the panel, what does Abendum like about that in particular, and what within those papers are you guys focused on either building or exploring more?
So by looking at how we can make the whole audit process more automated and make higher quality audit for companies, that's something we're looking to implement. Yeah.
And when it comes to audits, I know Abendum was just accepted or recently accepted into a regulatory sandbox. So can you tell us a little more about that and what that means and what that actually looks like?
Yeah, so a lot of papers also mentioned that one of the biggest obstacles for implementation is that there's regulatory uncertainty. So then it's natural to be in a sandbox and have a test of our MVP and look at how it generates audit evidence on the blockchain and how that would be used in an audit, basically. Yeah.
So when it comes to blockchain and digital currency education, I think it's getting better and better, especially from a regulator and a lawmaker standpoint. So working in this regulatory sandbox for a little while now, how do you think the regulators are warming up to the solution that you guys have created? And maybe what kind of questions do they have about blockchain technology?
Also, it's really nice to talk with someone that has kind of the fundamental and really understands the industry in terms of the laws and the regulations, because in the crypto world, no one even thinks about it. So it's really a nice experience to take it through that process and to go through the technology and how it can automate things. So they understand things that other people don't understand, and that's really I'd say it's nice to work with that kind of people.
Definitely. And I guess, when it comes back to the regulatory sandbox, what does that sort of process look like, and where are you in that regard?
So it's a 6-month sandbox. So we had the first one that we went through the blockchain technology and how we use it. And in the next workshops, we will look at the ISA standards, the international standards on auditing, and anti-money laundering and other subjects that we can see how we can produce a better audit trail, and basically play around with the MVP and the solution and see if this is a compliant and a good way to do it. And that's.
And I know Switzerland as well is one of the most blockchain and digital currency friendly countries in the world when it comes to innovation and making progress. Have you seen any sort of solutions like the one that Abendum is creating, being active in Switzerland, or is a blockchain solution that looks like that maybe not in this country yet?
Country specific, I'm not sure. I've seen in Juan's research, one of the panelists, he has a big list of different companies that try to do triple entry accounting. So, but I'm not familiar with which countries they're from.
Right, and just to close this out a little bit, I'm just wondering if there was one sort of general takeaway that you would want the audience or maybe anybody who comes in touch with you here to walk away knowing either about Abendum or even triple entry accounting in general, what would it be?
So we want to make triple entry accounting easy for business to use, and make it a low threshold to start using it, and use it for cybersecurity. You can increase the integrity of the invoice by knowing that it's not fake when it's signed and it's on the third ledger, like the Bitcoin ledger, shared ledger.
I think you're right. I think overall that's amazing, and that, like we've talked before, double entry accounting, it needs improvement. There's a lot of ways the system can be gamed, and that it's flawed at the moment. So actually, would you like to talk a little bit about, some of the dilemmas that you've seen created by way of double entry accounting and the fraud that's taken place because of it?
So in selling triple entry accounting, you would sell it as something that you can measure, some kind of economic profit. You can effectivize some processes, or you can increase security. But the very interesting thing that you can do by writing accounting to the blockchain is that you can say this is one set of books, and this is provably the accounting record. So you can't have like two sets of books. That is now not possible if you do everything on the blockchain. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I really look forward to seeing what Abendum continues to do and what they work on in the future. And Torje, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to answer a couple questions today.
Hi, it's Jimmy Nguyen, founding president of Bitcoin Association. I'm inviting you to the 8th CoinGeek conference. CoinGeek is coming back to the Big Apple, New York City. Join us October 5th through 7th at the Sheraton New York Times Square Hotel in Manhattan. You'll learn how the BSV blockchain is transforming all industries. With its massive scalability, BSV can power efficient payments down to the micro and nano level, and data applications of all types for enterprise, government, and consumers. After so many years of just hearing about the promise of blockchain technology, it's time to see some real uses and real value. Registration is now open, so get your tickets early. And stay tuned for more information about CoinGeek New York. BSV Blockchain. It's about time.